everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And I'm very pleased to have with me today John Wright of Luware. John, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So we're still just in the shadow of the recent Enterprise Connect show a couple weeks ago. And at Enterprise Connect 2025, Microsoft announced Microsoft Teams Phone Extensibility, a breakthrough integration that allows vendors to fully utilize ACS as the underlying communication platform while maintaining Microsoft Teams for telephony services. And John, I think you were right by our podcast station when all this happened, and you guys were telling the Luware story, which is really kind of unique in reaction to this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry I missed you. I was busy doing back-to-back demos to everyone who was very keen to see the Luware Nimbus demonstration at Enterprise Connect. But yeah, no, it was a really great buzz. The certification was announced on Power, the phone extensibility, and we were able to start talking about all the hard work we've been doing leading up to this point.
So how are you different? Let's start with that. How are you different than everyone else?
So we're really unique in the way we've integrated with Teams. I think, when Microsoft Teams was released, there was the different integration models: Connect, Extend, Power. Most organizations who were providing contact center connectivity, they wanted a fast route to market. So they connected with Teams using the Connect integration model. What separates Luware is we actually decided to build our contact center again from scratch on the Extend integration model. And it means that our contact center actually lives natively within Teams. It really opens up the doors to the wider Office 365 suite and the ways we can really seamlessly integrate with all the 365 applications there. And it's now that we've got the Power certification, it means we can build on that. Anyone who has an investment in Microsoft and in Teams, it makes sense to have your communications internally and externally within Teams as well. And Luware are the company that can help you do that.
What do you mean by when you say your contact center is natively within Teams?
So it means that we've built it in Azure, so it sits natively within Teams, and it means that we can not only integrate with the wider 365 suite and the different applications, it means we can utilize all the really powerful Microsoft tools. So things like Copilot Studio, we can do some really clever integrations to enable AI functionality. Things like Power Automate, really powerful tool which allows us to integrate with a whole range of CRMs and ticketing systems in many different ways. And it just means that that level of integration with Teams, we can really listen to the customer, find out their requirements, their integration requirements, and set up some really bespoke integrations to cater to those requirements.
Now, you brought with you a slide today to sort of demonstrate what we're talking about. Is that right?
Exactly right. Yeah. So we've got Nimbus in the middle, the piece that pulls all the puzzles together. So this sort of gives an overview of what we're sort of looking at in the Power certification. So using Power, we can use ACS to deliver calls to different systems. This brings in different external systems that we might want to use. It means that we can still utilize all the Microsoft tools to our advantage. So we've got sort of Power Automate on the right-hand side. This is what's going to allow us to integrate with SharePoint lists or external systems like CRMs, ticketing systems, Dynamics, and really use that tool to bring the two systems together. But also, you can see in the map there, it's bringing in all sorts of functionality. It's the piece that brings everything together. We've got AI, in-depth reporting, and a huge amount of functionality within there.
Now, why is this such an advantage over maybe other people's approaches?
So I think there's a couple of advantages to the way we've integrated with Teams. I think one key thing to mention here is because we sit natively within Teams, it means that we don't handle the live media stream. So the call doesn't come through our data center to gather its intelligence. It still stays as a native Teams call within the Teams tenant, which is obviously great from a security perspective, but also allows us to really open up the doors in terms of how we handle that call and how we use those integrations.
So, we have a lot of multi-vendor readers, a lot of companies, large enterprises, or people that are partners and that are helping an enterprise help their network. the network, the organization sort of developed over time with lots of different things, different setups, different things.
Mhm.
None of
Yep.
it's really that coherent. Does your approach work well for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned a little bit earlier around the Extend integration and how that really opens up the doors within Microsoft Office 365. With this Power certification, this then opens up the doors to all other external systems as well, potentially. And yeah, you could have a company that's been around for many years, going through different systems, some legacy systems, some newer systems implemented. And the key part is, okay, can we have a telephony system that can bring all this together? And with the Power certification with Luware, it's something that we could do. So you could have a company who has a team strategy, but also has a sales team that work predominantly through Salesforce, as an example, and a support team that work predominantly through Freshdesk, as an example. And using that Power certification, we could really bring those systems in and deliver the calls through to the different systems while still reporting on it centrally through Microsoft Teams, essentially. And another thing that's really great around the way that we've integrated with Teams, it means that we can work with any Teams telephony piece as well. So different partners will provide different ways to enable Teams telephony, Operator Connect, maybe they resell calling plans or whatever the case may be. With Luware Nimbus, because we fit natively within Teams, it means we don't mind how that Teams telephony piece is set up. So whatever partner you are, however you sort of resell or provide those Teams telephony pieces, we can still work together and enable that sort of contact center functionality natively within Teams as well.
So there are multiple advantages to this sort of natively built approach versus almost a kind of kit bashed approach that maybe other organizations have taken.
Yeah, I mean, it was a quick route to market to, of course, plug in existing contact center into Teams, but it means you lose out on a lot of the really cool native functionality that we're able to demonstrate today.
Now, we were at the Enterprise Connect conference, but a lot of people at the Enterprise conference were actually partners trying to find products and services that they can take basically to their enterprise customers. Is this
Mhm.
a partner opportunity?
Yeah, so I think in general we do work through partners in the majority of cases. We like to work through partners because working with partners, it really allows us to provide that sort of wraparound solution. So from a Luware perspective, we're able to enable that contact center functionality, and then our partners that we work with are able to provide the sort of Teams telephony piece and get that Teams telephony set up, and it works very well in that collaboration aspect. So that's the sort of route where we do push.
As we wrap up our podcast, we sort of decided today we would put in front of everybody the big news, the big headline about what you're doing with Teams. Tell us just a little bit about Luware.
Yeah, absolutely. So Luware actually started as a thesis in a university in Zurich with two of our founders, and it created this telephony business where we had our first product, Stratus, which was a contact center infrastructure. We worked heavily with Microsoft with Skype for Business, as it was at the time, and enabled some really high end contact center functionalities within Skype for Business. And as Microsoft has progressed into Teams, we've also progressed, and that's why we made the decision to really leverage our investment with Microsoft, our partnership in Microsoft, and set up this Extend and Power integrated contact center. And that's why it's so native and is able to integrate with all the wider Office 365 suite and external systems as well.
John, I really want to thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad we were able to do this follow-up podcast from the conference. Where can we learn more about Luware?
Yeah, so you can learn more about Luware on our website, Luware, which is luware.com, luware.com, and you'll be able to review our technology. You'll be able to reach out and get in contact with us through Luware as well, our website, and we'll be happy to discuss collaborations, or if you're wanting to discuss the product for internal use, definitely reach out as well.
And if you're a partner, MSP, MSSP, you can just basically go right there and there's a program you can start engaging.
Yeah, so we've put a lot of work into our partner program. We've got a really robust partner program, which is very rewarding. And of course, with our system being completely cloud-based. It's very easy to set up and manage as well. So it works really well for partners who are looking to enable that contact center functionality, because you can enable some high-end functionality like omnichannel and AI integrations, but with a very intuitive, user-friendly sort of admin portal there.
And it sounds like you can get going really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a webinar on a Nimbus installation. I think it was 28 or might have been 38 minutes that we did a Nimbus installation. So it can be something that can be picked up very quickly, and we can start running with it.
Wow. Okay. Well, great. Thank you for bringing this opportunity to our readers and this information to the enterprise. I'm hoping to find more information about this soon and do a follow-up podcast. But for now, thank you very much indeed for joining me today.
No problem. No, thanks again for having me. It's been great.